Welcome back, people, to MG Sports TV. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time span you're watching this on. Thank you very much again for joining for another one. So, as you guys know, we have a serious midfield problem. You know, the last time we had a big change in our midfield that everyone was like, was when we played that friendly versus Serbia, and guess what happened in that? Damen Lowe, Tapper Whitmore put Damen Lowe in the midfield. And we're like, what? We're like, Damen Lowe is not the right suit to the midfield. He's not the most technical. He's not the best attacking. So why would Tapper Whitmore do that? Maybe Tapper Whitmore saw something that we did not see. Big up on yourself, people. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you are here for the first time, I would really appreciate it. Tapper Whitmore could be I put it now the foreseeable. You can see in the future. Anyways, let's get straight into it. So Hallgrimsson praises Damen Lowe in the midfield. What Damen Lowe gave to us in the midfield was something that we really wanted over a time period and we did not know. And when Hallgrimsson did it, a lot of persons were making a lot of noise about it and stuff, and we were trying to understand the reason for it. And we were trying to understand if it makes sense. Now, when we got the result in Canada, in our mind we were saying maybe that's a one-off thing. Maybe we just said just maybe that's a one-off thing. Here we go. We're going to jump straight into an article. Hallgrimsson discussing Damen Lowe in the midfield. It's really interesting to me, people. It's really interesting to me. So let's just go straight into it. Then I'm gonna go share my thoughts about it. Anyways, Jamaica defender Damen Lowe has been receiving rave reviews for his outstanding performance in Central Midfield and CONCACAF Nations League tournament. And Coach Hallgrimsson declared that the player has been the engine they have been missing in the middle of the park. You see me talk about, people? So sometimes, just sometimes, we might think that, you know what, it's not going to work, it will never work, but you need a futuristic thinking person to do it. And here comes Tapper Whitmore, first to test and try. First person to test and try it. And I'm like, interesting. But we should ask ourselves the question, based on how we play, a midfielder like Damen Lowe, how crucial is he? Now, I want you guys to remember when we had Anthony Grant in the middle of the park. We rarely lose with Anthony Grant on the pitch. I can't remember if we lose a game with Anthony Grant on the pitch. I just can't remember. But that workman-like midfielder was something that we were missing. But guess what? In all our minds, we think we need the technical type of defensive midfielder who's going to receive the ball here, turn in tight spaces, play the ball here. But come to think of it, if we really come to think of it, is that how we really play? Do we really need a technical defensive midfielder or a workman defensive midfielder? And maybe that's where us as fans, we're getting it wrong. Versus the coaches who are in training session, who are looking at the team that they have and looking at the type of players that they have. So maybe the coaches are just generally smarter than us where football is concerned or where the team is concerned. Just maybe. Lowe first played central midfield under coach Tapper Whitmore in a friendly against Serbia in 2021, where he was outstanding in a 1-1 draw. He was used by Hallgrimsson in that position for the first time last November during the second half of the Reggae Boyz CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinal second leg against Canada, where he was again superb in their 3-2 win. For the boys to advance an away goal rule after a 4-4 draw and aggregate. Hallgrimsson used Lowe in the central midfield position in the 3-1 Boys Nation League semi-final loss against the United States of America, USA, on Thursday, and in their third place playoff 1-0 victory over Panama. Hallgrimsson admit that he has more than enough reliable defensive cover at his disposal, and that Lowe's quality in the midfield had been crucial to their recent success. So is it Hallgrimsson stumble upon it and he just has to stick with it because it kind of work, or there was something in it? Based on what I was hearing, I was told that Hallgrimsson was actually training Lowe in private sessions in the midfield. Like some of their training sessions have Damen Lowe in the midfield, middle of the park doing some work. We are missing some players, so we wanted him to play in the position. He was all over the pitch, maybe too much because his legs were tired. He showed in both these matches that he has the engine. We were a little bit missing before. Defensively, it brings us a lot of steel in our midfield. Hallgrimsson, however, admitted Lowe need improvement offensively, although the Philadelphia Union defender has been immaculate in his defensive applications. We need to work more on the attacking side for him, position, etc. What is best for him, and where best to use him in build-up. He has been kind of the key in midfield for us. It is probably nice to play next to him because he takes the dirty work on his shoulder, and he helps us tremendously with his work rate and attitude because this guy is a warrior, he continued. I am pleased with him, and it is good to have a versatile player. If you want to change a system in the midfield of a game, in the middle of the game, you can move a player around. It is good. He can play more than one position. I think that is the close of the article. So, as I'm saying, just maybe, the coaches generally just know more than us. You know, we as fans, we always think that, we know best. We are the smarter person. You should do this, you should do that. But just maybe the coach knows what he's doing in training. Just maybe. But what I'm saying here is, people, I think personally, I think that we are maybe over-contextualizing our football. What we want to see this European brand of football because we have similar type players. But really and truly, does that equates to playing that particular way? Now, we have a mixture of team. The problem we're having here is, I, for one, would love to see us dominate possession. But do we have a team to dominate possession? That's the case. I would love to see us play a little bit higher up the pitch and not soak up so much pressure. The question is, what if we're built like that? What if our team is built like that? What if that is the core nature of our team? Soak up a bit of pressure, be defensively solid, catch team on the break. Because this is how we have been playing for a long time. We dominate smaller teams like in the Caribbean and such. But when you come on to the bigger teams, we have to strategically and be extremely tactical in how we approach those games. And we have seen it right across the world. We have seen even big teams play against bigger teams or against other teams. So for example, England is a big team, Spain is a big team. But guess what? England has lots of world-class players on the team. Spain has a lot of world-class players on the team. But guess what? Spain will generally hold a lot more possession. So you know what England is going to do? Have to sit a bit in a low block, catch them on the counter. Does it mean that England is that good? No, it doesn't mean that. It means that they are playing against a more technical team, a team that plays with a bit more possession, so they will play like that. Now, the problem is, it's a case in which we don't play a possession-based type football and more of a transition type football. Because you can be a transition type team, and you can be a good transition type team. You don't necessarily need to have 70-80% possession. As Marina might say, you can take the ball to your home. We will take the 3 points. Keep the ball the entire game, but we will take the 3 points. I know most supporters don't like to see that type of football. But really and truly, I think sometimes to understand where your team is at, what type of team you're supporting, and how you view your team. And sometimes we have to change that mindset. I understand that we want to play like that, but unfortunately, that's not necessarily how football is structured. But that's the reason why we lead now to having a Damen Lowe in midfield, a steal in midfield, where we can, in our low block, we can be defensively solid. And when we're defensively solid, other things might and will fall in place. We can catch team on the break. Once a team can't break us down, USA tried so hard to break us down in that 90 minutes of game. We actually, how they break us down, we scoring ourselves, literally. So, if it was a 90 minutes football game done 1-1, unfortunately, in 90 minutes. And, a little bit of thieving going on. Anyways, that's for a different thing. But, people tell us, what are your thoughts on this? Tell us your thoughts on Damen Lowe continuing now in the midfield. Do you think that this is now the position that Damen Lowe will be deployed in a more regular basis? Because we have seen now the success that we have garnered from him playing it there, and we don't have someone else with that level of tenacity in the midfield and defensive work rate. So just imagine if Hallgrimsson just clean up and is building out from the back, his possession player, and just a little bit more in the attacking side of his game. Just imagine if Hallgrimsson can be able to clean that up a bit. I think we might have ourselves a proper CDM. Is that so? We don't know as yet. But tell us what you think in the comment section. Big up on yourself, people. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again. Until next time, enjoy your study, people. God bless. MG Sports. We're out. Boom.